In all my life, I've never won an argument with anyone. I used to say I've never won an argument with a woman, but I've expanded it now. You stop and think about it. In our lives, we usually spend most of our time trying to convince people of our worth. You know, you can say that you don't care what people think about you, you don't care if people like you or not, but yes, you do. Most of the time because you have to. You're going to meet someone, have a relationship, you want them to like you. They're going to want to like you. You're going to want to influence them. You're going to want to influence your kids. You want to impress your boss. You want to make your parents proud. But it's the debate part. Because you're going to be standing around like a potted plant. And everybody can say, what a nice plant. But you want to be more than just a potted plant. You want to influence people. Take politics, for instance. I have deep political views. But I didn't want to do a political channel. Because I'm not articulate enough to represent my views. My views are very important to me. But I wish people on my side that have the same views as me sometimes would let other people talk. Because at least I can admit I'm not articulate enough to voice my opinions. But I do have opinions, obviously. But some things are more important than others. Winning an argument is like having a debate with someone. And I'm not talking about telling them, you shouldn't cross the street right now. There's a lot of cars coming. You should wait till, it tells you can go. You'll win that argument. Don't eat those beans. They've been out for 10 days. They've turned green. You're going to win that argument. Let me pick up the check. I insist. You're going to win that argument. But when you try to influence, not debate, it's more influence someone about an opinion. And no, I'm not talking about politics. That's a different matter. Anything. Like, really, I'm a good husband. I'm loyal and I pay the bills. We have a nice house. Beautiful children. You're actually arguing yourself into a relationship. It's an argument. You're making your case for yourself. Just like you make your case at work with your boss so you can get a raise. Everything's an argument in life. You're making your case. And you make your case. A lot of times you don't win. So I literally, or figuratively rather, don't believe I've ever won any arguments. Because it's about convincing someone of what you believe in. I mean, I've been divorced for a very long time. I lost that argument. I've been single for a long time. I've obviously lost the argument with women that they should give me a chance. I've lost arguments with my boss regarding fellow coworkers, like as in, I'm doing all the work. This project you gave us, I'm the only one that's coming up with the answers. Well, you have to understand, Rob, this is a government agency. I can't fire them. But thank you for picking up the slack. Have you ever had someone ask for advice? Or at least you think they're asking for your advice about something, about a family member on their side. Whether it be your wife and she's talking about a nephew or someone that, is acting like an ass, and they're going on and on about all their problems. He doesn't want to work. He doesn't want to do anything. He just lies around and he's complaining all the time, and he wants to borrow money, and those are general examples. Now you know why I wear a mask. That's for another video. Or someone, even a coworker or a friend or whoever, starts telling you about their spouse. My spouse never pays attention to me. He's always out drinking with his friends. And he never helps me around the house. And then you feel, well, I guess I'm obligated to chime in and give him my opinion. But never, I mean never, when someone's talking about a relative, a spouse, and they're crapping on them, never jump in and say anything like, yeah, I noticed that. Al never seems to help. You're right. He is lazy. Then they debate you. Well, your family's not that great either. And what about you? You get lazy too sometimes when I ask you to help me at work. And suddenly you're debating them about the fact that they're crapping on their own, and you give your opinion, and then they get angry because you give your opinion and you're berating their loved ones. Has that ever happened to you? The rule is, like with everything, when someone is complaining about their own business, let them keep talking or walk away. Because you're not going to win. I remember a long time ago when I was married, my ex-wife told me that one of her co-workers, a female, would complain about her husband every day. That they would get home from work, they had to feed themselves, feed their kids, but her husband would be outside talking with his buddies and drinking. And she would have to cook all the food, feed the kids, and he wouldn't help at all. She would complain every single day about him. And then my ex-wife told her one day, well, Rob, we come home from work and if I cook, he'll wash the dishes, or if he cooks, I'll wash the dishes, and we'll see about the kids, and then we watch TV, and and so this friend of hers, or this coworker, looks at her and says, well, what's the matter with him? Doesn't he have any friends? You see, you're not going to win arguments with people that are never going to want to lose arguments. And maybe that says something about, well, me. Because I started this whole thing, didn't I, by saying I've never won an argument with anyone? So you look at your life, you look at your accomplishments, and there are many, and you wonder, depending upon where you are, have I won any arguments? Okay. I live alone. As I've said before, I'm a loner. I've been divorced. So I think that kind of confirms that I haven't been a big influence. That I haven't won many arguments. But that's okay. Because I don't think that it matters if generally you're happy. It just means that, you just don't influence people as much as you think you should or could. You can just tell them the basics. You really should put gas in your car before your car, you run out of gas on the way to work. Don't eat those beans. And hope that those little things will be an influence. Because when you get to the bigger things of how someone else lives their lives, or how they should live their lives, as in, you really should like me, you may even should love me, because I'm not a bad guy, and it doesn't evolve into anything, then those are the arguments that you can't control, because you can make your own life. You just hope that when you tell them, hey, I wouldn't cross the street right now until that sign tells you can walk across. Maybe that's the only argument you need to win. But it's something that I think about all the time. Unfortunately, I sit around and maybe I haven't gone out for 2 days. It's been raining. If I go out, I'm going to buy something, and I don't need to be buying things I don't need. There's stuff I got to do here inside the house. But I'll stop now and then, and I'll just say, have I ever won an argument with anyone? I don't think I ever have. I don't think I've won an argument. I don't think I've ever said, the reason that I sounded a little perturbed the other day was because of this, that, or the other. Well, the whole thing doesn't mean anything if it's not affecting someone else positively. And it goes along with giving advice again. If you're not going to influence anyone, maybe it's not worth giving advice. Winning an argument, winning a debate, being an influencer. Maybe it's not all it's cut out to be. But I was just thinking about it. Because I think about it now and then. I'll just kind of I'll be doing something and I'll just say, you know, I don't think I've ever won an argument with anyone. Maybe it doesn't mean anything. But that's it. And that's all I got.